Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How are you? Alicia Powell, thank you for becoming a new member, baby. You know it means the world to us. Jaded, how are you? You don't know me. Ocula 3, Deborah Ann, Valkyrie, good to see you, lovely. Miss Dirty Diana, Jolly Life, Jody. Oh, yeah, I'll need that one. Uh, Bama fan, Roswell, America. You here for it, baby? Tonight is a little something different. I'm gonna tell you what, man, the research partner I have, she's phenomenal. And you know what's so interesting about that is that not even 24 hours ago, she was told she's not a good researcher, and it's really gonna gel. Casey K, what's up, baby? Rebecca Blum and the Blum family. Good evening, baby. Lenny Beans, Karen, what's up, baby? Much love and respect to you, Karen. Much love and respect. Venomous Chicken, hello. CP Cosplay, Nana Six, good to see you as always. Good to see you. Good to see you. Sweet D, Squirrel Gang 5150. What's up, baby? Grammy, hello. Momo, Denise, Susie, Marilyn, hello. Petty Patty, Spectral, hello. America. So tonight is a result of going back. And when I say go back, like the research partner, she went back. Autumn Haynes, what's up, baby? She went back. Hair curlers, hey, she went back. Oh, I mean, she went all the way back to the cap. She went all the way back to Jeff Bobo and some of the things were uh, that were said on Jeff Bobo, like days after, But what tonight we're going to focus on is something that was put out on J is for Justice. It was put out July 3rd, 2021. And I was going to hey, Fizzle, I'm going to let everybody kind of file in. The thumbnail says to swim or not to swim. Why is it even a question? Well, through the research, I've come to find I had some epiphanies today. I had some real epiphanies, and it sort of made me look at things a lot differently. Um, Now, I hadn't really even quite processed all the way how I feel about this situation, but one of the situations that kind of it was eerily reminiscent of was it was eerily reminiscent of when I asked Don, or not Don, pardon me, when I asked Andy, good 17, 16 and a half, 17 months, after the fact, where were you driving? He didn't seem to know. It's a long time to not really know. Rebecca Blum, thank you so much for your contribution this evening, Queen. You know, means the word to me. She said, listening while I clean and get ready for work day tomorrow. Just wanted to take time to show support from the Blum family, and you always do. Thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Blum and children. Thank you so much, always. Lady Rochelle, what's up, baby? So, yeah, when you get to that realm where you're like, man, it's been, after X amount of time, somebody asks you a question, you should know the answer to these questions, with fair certainty. Now, what poses a problem with some of the things you'll hear tonight is stuff like him knowing where, potentially three children are, or believing he knows where three children are, but not knowing where the children, the child rather, the target child is. So let me go ahead and mute this. Okay, so I'm here. We'll remove that one from the stream. Let me turn this off. Thank you for bearing with me. I wanted to keep the first few minutes of this as clean as possible, so as we could um, try to keep this thing in the algorithm. All right, baby. All right. Now, great sound. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and change this. That way we can do this. So I've got a little program set up. We're gonna start out with an expose. I love this one. I forgot about this one. This is an oldie, but a goodie. So enjoy. Put a one in the chat. Put one in the chat if you hear that. Can you hear Jody? Okay. Please put your DNA on the like button. That would be nice. That is for free. No, you cannot. I knew you were going to say that. All right. I do not know why. Hold on. Let me change the setting back here. No, I was afraid of that. Okay. Can you hear? No, you cannot hear it. Okay. All right. Hold on. You you got Jody's stream recorded. Post on your page. I'll check it out. I will check it out. Um, okay, so I'm gonna have to do this a little differently than I had first originally thought I was going to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah, I'm still having some sound issues. So
right. You meant by that was just you're putting your faith in God and that she's going to be okay. Well, I don't know.
You can hear that, correct? That might even be a little bit better to do it that way. I know you can hear that pretty good.
I mean, I don't know that she's going to be okay.
Yeah, I can see the sound bumping. Okay, so we'll skip the Jody expose because it's a bunch of BS, anyways. I'm gonna bump ahead to 11:05. Now, why 11:05 is going to be interesting is because it goes along with my question for the evening, which is swim or not to swim. Okay. Um, Now, there's some other portions at the end that I'm going to play. I got to be very careful with because they are from a stream that has been deleted. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. I do have some of the most beautiful ladies in the business, don't I? I sure do. I sure do. Amanda L, thank you for becoming a new member, baby. You know it means the world to me, Queen. Um, so the going rate has always been, as far as I knew, right? And that's the interesting part about it. As far as I knew, the going rate was always that the boys stayed home and that Candace, Grandis, Summer, and at some point Hunter and then dumped Hunter back off, and then the three of them returned to the hill with groceries, right? That has always been the going rate. But then you find that now I want to make a very, very clear point here. This is on July 3rd. Okay. July 3rd. You're talking like 2.5 weeks after post event. Listen to me. Oh, your birthday's in 6 days. That's awesome. Check this out.
I'm always waiting on her to fill a prescription or whatever. They're always doing stuff with Summer, as you can see in the pictures, going here and there. And I'm always at work to support everything, which is fine.
Right, right. And you're a hard worker. You work and
he's a very hard worker. He, you can't not for nothing. He's a hard worker, right? You got to give him that. Now, one thing that I did find is that today with the research partner, Don had blamed a lot of other people in the past for doxing his job. Don doxed his job on Bobo's, right? He doxed his own situation with Mr. Tucker on Bobo's, right? And that was very clear. This was like 3 days in, he doxed his own job. So let's be very clear about that. We can put that to rest because I heard that myself. And I was always like, who? No, he said it with his words too, Fizzle. Like he said it stone cold with his words. So what I haven't done is I haven't done the math between what happened on Bobo, what happened here with Jay, and then what happened on the 29th with WJHL. But listen to this. This is on July 3rd, 2021. Okay, listen.
You do drywall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard job. That's physical labor.
It takes all your time, for sure.
Absolutely, especially when you're raising a big family like you guys have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got quite a few. How many you guys have? 4, right? 3 boys and Summer.
Yes.
Yep. I had 3, so I know you got your hands full there.
Right.
Yeah, that's that's a fair batch. Got to give it to him. It's a fair batch.
So she goes over, but were her and Hunter's mom on good terms at this time, or were they?
They were, and I don't understand why.
Now, I always kind of felt like the going rate was that they weren't on the best of terms at this point, right? Like they weren't. There had been some fur flying between the two of them. Now that's correct, right? There had been some fur flying at this point. Now this is already at July 3rd. Okay, that's Don seems to know. He seems to know. Happy birthday to your son, Mrs. Blum. Yes, Brandy. I know that there's a sort of a lag, but the going. I don't think Candace filled Don in on the drama. Correct. So maybe he did up to this point, Fizzle, right? Maybe he did think that everything was still copacetic between them, However, like in my opinion, like I feel like they knew that the CPS was trying to make contact with them. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they knew there was a conscious effort to get with them.
Something to do with that little girl, Trudy, was supposedly having sex.
Trigger warning. Let me put this up here. He's going to refer to a situation that's been put out there. I had asked, should I skip over this part? And they're like, hey, it's been out there. It's got lots of views. And so it's nothing that you should have to avoid at this point.
A 12-year-old and
now, who is this?
That's with one of their daughters. That's Hunter's sister.
Oh, Hunter's sister. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
It was like having sex with a 12-year-old, and she wanted my wife to lie to the police about it, and my wife ain't gonna lie to the police.
This is the 3rd of July. So maybe fair to say, Don, I don't know, like for him to say that they're on good terms, but also having had Allie ask her to lie about a situation. Now, I had forgotten all about that scenario. And now that I'm kind of going through everything, it becomes this odd motivator, right? If you've got what you think is a really good friend and you're asking them to help you out in a situation with your daughter and a minor, you might ask a friend, hey, call, to talk to these people and tell them this, that, or the third. It becomes a strange motivator, right? If your friend isn't playing ball to help you out, right? It's a strange thing. Hey, Stone Gator, how you doing?
This is where all this. She got mad about it, and they're trying to do everything I can to hurt us at this point.
So there, I guess you have the confirmation. Like he starts out by saying, "Yeah, they're. I thought they were on good terms," but then he alludes into letting you know that, like, definitely there was some bad blood, and it was. It's a lose-lose situation for Candace, right? If Allie's calling Candace, asking Candace to help cover for her on this thing that her daughter did, like if Candace is perpetrating anything like what she didn't help out with, that's going to be a problem, right? That's going to be a problem. Hey, I understand, Smokey. I'm only just now that this isn't the bulk of it all, ever, at all. So, pardon me, I was reading a comment.
Oh, I see. Okay, so at the time though, on the 15th, when Candace went over there, they were cool. They were all right.
Right, exactly.
And then, so she went to see the mom. I'm sorry, I don't know her first name. What's Hunter's mom's first name?
I can't remember.
All right. We'll just call her Hunter's mom.
Sure.
We'll just call her Hunter's mom.
Okay.
Okay, so she goes over to see Hunter's mom, and then she asks Hunter to go to the state park with them. Who was all with Kim?
Now, you're going to hear Jay. And Jay, shouts out to Jay. Let me go ahead and put Jay's link in the chat. For some things, Jay, I don't know how deep Jay's catalog on Summer goes, but clearly for some things early on in Summer's case, you can go to Jay for some of that stuff. So thank you for that, Tiffany. Thank you. You can go on over and check. So,
Candace.
So now, what Jay asked Don is well, here, let me run it back just a little bit.
Okay, so she goes over to see Hunter's mom, and then she asks Hunter to go to the state park with them. Who was all with Candace?
Candace's mother.
Okay.
Summer, Wyatt and Waylon, and Wyatt, Waylon, Josie, the 3 boys. And,
so all the boys were there too.
Either that or the boys stayed here. I'm really unclear on that.
So either they stayed there or they went to the swimming hole. It's not really clear. This is 2.5 weeks later. Now, this is the interesting point I want to make. He's not clear where 3 of his boys are, but he's certain he knows and he believes where his daughter was. Let me say that again. Let me say that in 4K. No, I'm playing. You don't know where 3 of your boys are 2.5 weeks later. You would think it's damn clear. You really would, wouldn't you? July 3rd. July 3rd. Look. Take a look at it. July 3rd. He didn't know where his boys was. It wasn't clear to him. What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't know. You don't know where 3 of them are. But you believe her when she tells you where the other one was at. What did Fizzle say? Yeah. Yeah. At 19 days. It's 31 days in June, right? This happened on the 15th. 16 more days in June and then 3 in July. That's 19 days. 19 days in, he don't know where 3 of his boys are. In the CPS is just a knocking on heaven's door, right? So
Josie, one of the 3 boys.
Hunter to go to the state park with them. Who was all with Candace?
Candace's mother.
Okay.
Summer,
that part.
Wyatt,
This part right here.
And Wyatt, Josie, one of the 3 boys. And,
so all the boys were there too.
Either that or the boys stayed here. You know, I'm really unclear on that for sure. I'm not sure.
I know it's been tossed around that the boys weren't there, and everybody was like, "Why were the boys at home?" And she's taken this 15-year-old boy to the state park with Summer.
Right.
Now, you could enter in what happened on the 9th. I've coined it the dry run, right? It looked like, on paper, the same thing. Now, it does not stop there. It doesn't stop. You have a third party. Now, this is sort of the thing. Even though Don, at this point, is looked at like a victim, let me tell you what. There's already inconsistencies because when you, and it's, let me see. There's inconsistencies because there's inconsistencies, but it's very consistent, right? So you got, what is this here? Oh boy, this is like almost, well, it just says over a year, right? So David Dotson, he's making the rounds, right? He makes the rounds on a channel that is going to make it tricky, but I'm going to try, China Doll, I'm going to try to get you the news you can use so you don't get caught snoozing. Okay? Now, anybody that tries to play this stuff has gotten struck. Maybe so. And if that's so, that's problematic. Hey, Bridget, what's up, baby? If he is, that's problematic because he knows the game. Y'all not parrot for a bird that's not smarter than him. Hoo-ah? Bear with me. Jay, this is just No. This is not the right one.
Summer.
Yeah, I'm unclear on that. I really don't know for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you, being honest that you don't, that you're
of
unclear.
course.
Okay, so they.
So maybe if they were divorced and lived in a whole nother state or in another county, maybe then you wouldn't know where your three boys were 19 days after you slept in the same house with them every day. Oh, but wait. So, what is it? 143:23. Stopped right on it. Oh, it's a God thing. Now.
You happen to mention a video that you had seen of Candace showing the Summer and the boys are swimming.
You happen to get shown a video of Candace and the boys swimming. This is Mr. Dotson. Not to be confused with the bee, which I've seen plenty of times too. Dotson, like the car. Right? Now, it's not spelled that way. It sounds just the same. Listen to me when I tell you. He was shown a video.
Yes. Do you know, was that all of her boys, or was that the young boy we were talking about?
The video I saw was of.
Now, the video he saw was of
Summer and her three brothers, not the other young man.
not the other young man. Say it ain't so. Now, before I started this, I was like, Don's kind of like the victim still at this point, right? Now, Don, I guess, is what you would what would constitute like second or third party. He wasn't there, right? So David, he's just like right across the street. He's not up the street. He's not down the street. He also wasn't there. Was not. But he's seen a video. He's seen a video of Summer swimming with her brothers. And then he said, no, not that other boy. Be very hard to mix up three of her brothers with one 15-year-old. Hold on, but wait. It's going to go on to say.
Was it from that day or from a totally different time that you'd seen that video?
That video that she showed me she showed me that day that Summer went missing.
That's what I thought you was going to say. I don't know, oddly enough. I felt like you were probably going to say, no, that video wasn't from another day. That video was from that day. Listen, I had never even heard Don's version of events when it came to I don't know, let's say that one. So somebody in the chat said, oh, well, maybe he's just regurgitating what she told him to say. Very possible. Very possible. Very possible. But at 19 days, oh, you should have been asking some questions. You should have been asking some real difficult questions. Now, doesn't stop there. It should, but it doesn't. I'm going to run it back because I want to do as little bit of talking as possible. It's just hard with this piece, right? Hold on. Okay.
Asking you, you happened to mention a video that you had seen of Candace showing the Summer and the boys are swimming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know, was that all of her boys, or was that the young boy we were talking about?
The video I saw was of Summer and her three brothers, but not the other young man.
But he does. His boys were there too.
Wyatt and Waylon and
With Candace.
Candace's mother.
Okay.
Summer, Wyatt and Waylon and Waylon Josie, the three boys. And,
So all the boys were there too.
well, either that or the boys stayed here. You know, I'm really unclear on that for sure. I'm not sure.
I know it's been tossed around that the boys weren't there, and everybody was like, "Why were the boys at home?"
Now, no. Thank you so much, Fizzle. Boy, TM put her foot in this shit too. It wouldn't even happen. I could sit here and tell you about it. I could say, yeah, well, you know, this is what TM was like, this happened. And for like the past 6 hours, she's been chasing down these few timestamps that we have here today. And not only this, she's created timestamps on a whole nother thing because let me be very I don't know what set of qualifications you have to have in order to be somebody you're not supposed to be in this situation. But I feel like it's like 2 or 3 maybe. And then you probably looking at holding on to a few things too many when it comes to possessing things inside of this case that you really shouldn't have when, I don't know, let's say you live close to the case, right? Like, so be very clear about this.
I'm not sure.
I know it's been tossed around that the boys weren't there, and everybody was like, "Why were the boys at home?" And she's taken this 15-year-old boy to the state park with Summer.
Right. Yeah, I'm unclear on that. I really don't know for sure.
So you don't know where 3 of your boys are for 19 days. They've been right here. They've been right there next to you the whole time, up until the 26th. Then somebody robs Peter to pay Paul. And your children get the short end of it all. But this is what I'm saying. Isn't it the same thing like at 16, 17 months, you have Andy saying he doesn't know what he was driving that day. 19 days later. Huh. Oh boy. You want to, let's take a little intermission really quick. Let's just let that sink in. Like, now, one of the questions that got raised to me immediately was, you know how like sometimes we've talked about it, like, you know, maybe sometimes the police come knocking at the door to ask you about a murder. You don't have nothing to do with no murder, but you got a whole house full of dope. And you're going to be acting funny, right? It's still, you know what I'm saying? Like, or they get you in the interview room and you start lying. And they're like, listen, we're not the dope police. We're the 187 police. You ain't got to lie to us about no dope. You know, like people do weird shit. Like, I don't know what could be the misinterpretation with all of that, but I start to feel like it's still like, man, did she leave the house that day? I mean, because if later on the story morphs to the boys staying at home, but David Dotson seen videos of the boys swimming with Summer that day, what do you mean? It can be both ways? Now, I'm not saying it can't, but that would have required a bunch of extra trips for it to be all these different ways. Now, I don't know when the story changed to they didn't go swimming and then adhered to that. But up until the 3rd of July, it was up in the air. Now, it's only one way Don could come here and say he's not clear on that. Because I'm guessing with the CPS in the play, man, you don't want to get caught on the internet saying, oh yeah, the boys were there alone, or this wasn't that, or I don't know what. You're trying to err on the side of everything being a little more gentle than what the CPS claim thinks it is. Whatever. But check this one out.
He has the piece that he doesn't, you know, he's got that unspoken piece. Like he's got the piece he doesn't know he's missing.
Well, I think he's got a few pieces. All of you do. Problem is, you don't know you do. You just blur them fuck out, and you think that you don't realize.
Now, if you had pieces to a bulldozer and pieces to an aeroplane, some of them you can tell the difference. Quite naturally. Some of these pieces, the line will be blurred as to where they go. And the pieces are the applicable pieces. They're not going to be interchangeable. Or you're not going to mix them up and put some over here and some over here and try to make, no. The piece is the applicable piece. So when she says that people have the pieces, how do you know what the pieces are? Let me tell you why. Because the police don't even know what the pieces are. If they did, there would be no pieces. It would be all over with. Be very careful.
See, that's where I don't need you. You don't need me, Candace, Dawn, others. You none of us need.
No, we need the articulation. Now, the other thing is you do need everybody else. Without the half cent per view, well, there is no you.
You all, we never needed you all. Didn't require you all to prey upon, hunt us down either. Right? That was you all. That was you all that did that.
No. Not at all.
That hunted us all down, preyed upon us, done all this shit to us to try to get things from us. We didn't do that. We didn't go hunt you all down.
This didn't age well, did it? Because just last week she said she was going to hunt me to the ends of the earth.
See, But there's your flip script and fucking everywhere.
They pulled him right in with that.
It's like, well, man, if you know what the missing piece is, that suggests that you know what the resolution and the answer is to this whole situation. Will you please stop trolling Cam with it and just tell the whole?
Not trolling it.
Please, so we can bring the girl home.
Hey, dumbasses. Pretty sure police already know these things. See, they have no idea on which way I'm working things, or my fires, or my pieces, or anything else work. But to think that, you know, I wouldn't have contact or wouldn't say to police. Yeah, these fucking people, man, murderers, man.
The missing piece to what? Like the missing piece to the Monopoly board?
He doesn't have like a giant missing piece or anything. He just had something that was easy, actually, that I needed to copy. That was it. To keep me from having to dig through what I already knew I had. That was it. Dude, oh God, they make everything into a thing around here.
Or the Connect 6. Like, what are you talking about here? Like, the missing piece suggests that there's one thing that's keeping Summer from coming home, and she says Cam has it. And let me tell you what, I'm not here white knighting for anyone. I'm not advocating for any particular thing, but I can see.
Oh, look, Cam, good, just hate me. I didn't do anything wrong to you. I didn't pray for you, but I will, since you don't know what you're talking about, when I did ask somebody to pray for you. What in the hell, Cam? I think you're a little tweaking on something.
How that would probably play with Cam's mind a little bit. When you're hearing her say, well, you've got the missing piece, but I'm just
I knew the second he said it, though. Anybody would.
Okay.
I knew the second she said it. The moment she said he's gonna.
I asked Candace to do an interview with you. Are you in communication?
Never said he had the missing piece. God damn, they will spin anything into something. Holy shit, y'all. What idiots. And see, here's the thing. None of them have shit unless they have the parts that I have. No matter what they have that they don't know they have, it ain't gonna make shit unless they have my shit. But what, then what are they gonna do? Like Slithers, or what the fuck's she gonna do? She's done erased everything entirely. She's going back to all she can really tell you for the next eon about Summer is that was the last place she was seen was the horse pond. That's it. That's where she's at.
That's where she's at.
She's deleted everything entirely, you know?
Makes more sense that he doesn't know where one's at than three, or all or none. Right? Doesn't make sense that he knows where he thinks one is, but isn't quite clear on where three are. He doesn't know where 75% of his kids are 19 days later. But he's pretty sure he knows where Summer was all day long. Ooh-ah. Can't be both ways. Chances are, statistically, it's not good. Right? I mean, with Jeff Bobo, after 3 days, Don was saying, I can't be alone. For some strange reason, I can't. Now, I was going to play some of the Jeff Bobo stuff from early, but I'll tell you what, it seems like it's got the vibe of being very accusatory towards his sons. And I'm just not going to give that, I'm not going to give that air. I mean, this could have been a huge, huge segment with all sorts of different things Don has said and done over the 19 months. But at 3 days, he was laying it on thick. Yes, correct, Sage. Sorry. Now, well, and that's the thing, Grace. There was some turbulence. And once that thing leveled out, Then he stuck to it. It planed out. And then I think maybe there was a real plight in order to find influencers that would move away from the early stuff. The early stuff, it's all over in the way that it's made up in your mind. Like the thought of it is all over. But it's really not. It's like, I don't know. Like I get ready at this point to say something and it kind of twists, it just kind of folds in on itself, right? Like I don't know. What I do know, I had never heard anything from July 3rd that far back. I didn't. Everything I heard was from like mid-August on. And it had already adhered to the boys were at home kind of thing, right? So you start to think about now hearing this, I don't know why I start to lean towards something completely different. And I don't even know if I can say it on here, right? I don't think that I should, because I don't want people to start wildly speculating. It is so important, Tiffany. And Tiffany took me back to the beginning and I was like, whoa. That's Don saying that? Whoa. I could not believe that Don had actually said at some point in time that he thought his boys went swimming to the hole. Because then you have this whole mess with Hunter, the phone, him thinking that maybe the boys are with Don, right? It goes way, way back and forth. And you're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Like, what changed? What day and what happened on that day that changed to Don adhering to whatever? I start to feel like maybe she didn't even leave the house on the 15th. Like, strangely, right? Like, I don't feel like the boys all piled in. There wasn't 5 kids in the back of that truck. I can't see it. I can't see it. So for whatever reason, I start to feel like she stayed with the boys. I don't know why. It's just my speculation. Like, that's what I lean in. I feel like, yes, I see why everyone was giving me the side eye, Fizzle. Absolutely right. Bridget, I can't even compute, like, I can't even process all the different places my mind, like, it needs to go in order to smooth out hearing this today. It's different. Like, people didn't even come to me with like, Benny, bro, no. He said both things. No one did. I think they just accepted, like, man, hey, he'll figure it out when like, I had to bump my head on that. Shit. There was a babysitter that was canceled. She spoke in the beginning. Yep. And Facebook, right? Oh boy. I don't know, Susie. I don't know how losing the rights would catalyst. Um, potentially maybe um, you know something more about family law than I do. I don't know a whole lot about family law like that, so I don't know that if they relinquish rights or lose rights that would catalyst anything in Summer's case. I don't know. I mean, I would hope that there wouldn't be a waiting game on anything like that. But to swim or not to swim, that's the question. Like, do I think at July 3rd, Don knew where his boys were at on June 15th? I'm certain of it. Why he would come here at that stage in the game, which is already late in the game, 19 days, 18, 19 days, that's a long time to have, to not know where actually 4 of your children were that day. So I guess my point is, hold on one second. I feel like that's a really raw honesty coming from Don. I do. I feel like that's an extremely raw honesty, and I feel like that's the truth. I do. I really do. And um, I don't know. I'm all twisted up. It's a little bit crazy. It's a little bit crazy. Thank you, Tragedy Pimps Exposed. Yes. To swim or not to swim, and I tell you what, I'm going to close it out with that, because I don't want to bury this in hours of extra and stuff, but I do want to thank Tiffany Marie. She got a beautiful mind, and she was able to commit and spend the time to bring this forward. Now, there's I hadn't really watched a lot of Carl's videos from the past, but I ran into one because it sort of seemed applicable to my hunt in finding the audio of Scott saying that he had purchased a vehicle from Don at some point in the past. May or may not have. And then I heard that maybe it was a Simpson, maybe it was a Wells. And so I came across this video right here. And it's strange. It's strange. The sound bites are they're interesting because what he says in this is that he's known coworkers, foremans, Tucker himself for years due to the business he was in, and he's very successful in it. He paints the architecture to knowing Don. Just it's like one of those things that you see, you gals say, like, tell me you knew Don without telling me you knew Don. And how he's going to tell you is he's going to say, well, hell, I knew his boss. I knew his coworkers. I knew his foreman. Do you think I should play this fizzle or should I hold back on this? Should I play this? No, I agree, Tammy. You could be right. Yeah, he worked at Home Depot. I think this was probably from a point in time before we knew what he actually did. So maybe, I don't know, play it. All right. So I'm going to have to play it in this way, though. And you know what? Credit to Carl. Like, this is very, like, I missed a lot of stuff. So
which led me to the point to where I know and have known Richard Tucker, who is Don Will's boss, for years.
Oh my gosh.
for years. Now, that's a piece of the soundbite. Later on, he uses a fuller portion of the soundbite where he says he's known all these people. Now, that's a lot of people to know without just knowing Don. You know what I mean? Don's been in the area for quite some time, and the chances that they bumped into each other, I feel, are far greater than we even know. Now, there is a portion in this video where you'll see that they literally live like 3 turns from each other in Utah. Shocking. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm like, holy cow. And what's interesting is the times overlapped, right? So I don't know, man, what's up with all that. Thank you, Sage Slew, for that. Thank you so much, lovely. You would know the people you're getting your material from. Your material lost together. You would think so, right? Listen to this. I'm looking for a particular soundbite. Hold on, bear with me.
I know I've heard you say you lived in Utah, and there's a different animal out there. Yes. So did you deal with the Zion curtain and all that? Oh man. Where'd you live? Ogden, Oakroy area. Yeah, beautiful. I love it. I miss it. I always had a really.
Absolutely. Without a doubt, 150,000%. If there was even a preponderance of proof, they would be arrested. You're absolutely right.
Good jobs out there and stuff. For what? And they showed I was doing construction. The thing was, I saw selling property, my whole farm. I had zero debt, none of it. Good. That mess. I left the state as fast as I could. Right. The thing was, I saw selling property, my whole farm. I had zero debt, none of it. Good for you. I trade in. Could kick that alcohol thing. Which led me to the point to where I know and have known Richard Tucker, who is Don Will's boss, for years. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. And coworkers and foremans, due to the type of business that I was in, that I was very successful in for over 2 decades.
For over 2 decades. You knew all his coworkers. You knew his foremans. You knew his boss. No. He lived in Utah as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying Scott did anything at all. I'm just saying Scott. Maybe you bumped in. Maybe you bumped into him and you just don't know you bumped into him. You know.
And coworkers and foremans due to the type of business that I was in, that I was very successful in for over
2 decades. Okay. This is how close they lived in damn Utah, man. Look, that's close. 49 minutes, baby. That's close as shit. Ooh wee. I mean, I think when Don lived in Houston, I lived in Michigan. For damn sake. I've never lived that close to Don twice. Coincidence? I don't know. I mean, well, if you know him, you know, just come on out and say it. I mean, you'd have pretty much said it in not so many words. That's all a whole lot, ain't it, baby? What the eyeballs? What the swollen eyeballs? That's what he said. No. Yeah, either that or Arkansas. I don't know. I don't really know. Ugh. In other pressing business, Go to shit out here. Chewy. In other pressing business, nope, not this channel. It's the other one. Let me bear with me for a moment. In other pressing business, Dolly, you got court on February 8th at 9:31, not 9:32, not 9:29, 9:31. I don't know what the hell you're trying to do, homie. Probably trying to start up a clubhouse or something like that. But you got a zoning violation, homie. Compliance division. You ain't been compliant, homie. So you're gonna want to probably take care of that. But at the same time, you probably gonna want to dress as a man that's got a whole lot of hair. That way you can slide in and slide out without getting served with that paperwork from North Carolina, homie. Well, you got a whole lot of issues, man. Look, Smokey, the next thing I want to hear, you gonna get fired on your day off. Hell yeah, it'll almost be Leprechaun. It'll almost be March, baby. You could just wear your green early. You got court on the 8th, homie. Don't run off to Tennessee and forget you got a court date like you did 2 months ago. Yeah, they're gonna run you in there and run you out. You probably got too many broke down cars in your yard with grass going around them and shit, don't you? Or maybe you got Brad Pitt, Edward Norton soap factory going and shit. They're like, nah, baby. Hell no, you ain't certified to be doing that. Just to see your face, but don't say nothing. Oh. Okay, hold on. He did lose his job on his day off. This is his job and his day off. Hold on. Let me look. I was asked to hold on. Girl, don't give me no trouble. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on, I'm finna call you right now. Hold on. Hold on, give me a second. I'm calling Fizzle. I got some top secret shit. Our neighbors are arguing again. Hey. What the hell is that? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Risk of what? Okay, so the other picture, bro. Holy shit. Different colors are different danger levels. Oof. Oof. Is that some secret squirrel stuff? Okay, for now. She said for now. Okay, they can hear you. So you sent me this other picture. What am I supposed to do with that picture now?
Nothing.
Don't do anything with that. No. The first picture you sent me.
Nothing.
Don't do nothing with that picture either?
Not anymore.
You figured out?
No.
Is there a story behind it? Okay. All right. So I guess that's all we have, folks. Fizzle, you got anything to say to the good ladies?
Good night. Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams. Oof. All right, I'll call you in a little bit. All right. Oh, oof. Oh. Yeah, I gotta wait on this one. Boss lady said I got to wait on this one. So, all right, so that's what I got. To swim or not to swim? That is the question. Figure it out for yourselves. I don't know. Oh, I can't. It's a picture, and I've been sworn to secrecy by Fizzle. She said it's like a thing for later on. Like if you ever need to say like somebody is batshit crazy and a lying bastard, and that could be a man or a woman. Like you got this to be able to like, yeah, okay, Alice in Wonderland kind of stuff. Yeah, dig. So, anyways, with that being said, I can't say. I'm not gonna say. I can't say. But I promise you, she don't want me to have this. I promise you, she don't want me having this. Ooh, girl, you're gonna be pissed off. Anyways, I love all of y'all individually. Thank you to the Blum family for your contribution. Any new members? Hey, it's still early in the night, baby. Get your quote up.